Go back into the 5K.
Okay. Tell us about this 5K that you did.
Okay. Well,
Did you run? Did you walk?
no. Here's the thing. I hot girl walked the whole thing.
Of course.
Okay.
And I was on voice memo about this situation I'm in at work. And I just hot girl walked, voice memo this whole thing, probably at least the half. So
You like treated it like a
25K.
standing meeting. You treated it like a standing meeting.
Correct.
That's so funny.
And then at the last like half a mile, I was like, you know what? This is actually kind of nice. And then I still just like hot girl walked, and that was like kind of
what
it.
was
So it
the
like
temperature?
in the morning it was a bit brisk. I
You
would
looked like you
say
dressed cold.
65.
Oh.
Okay, I want to say 60.
So
No,
we
that
had a
doesn't make
turkey
it better.
trot. No,
Doesn't make
so
it
we
better.
had a
Okay.
turkey trot here that Noah
Okay.
did. Noah ran it. It was 17 degrees and snowing.
Yeah.
Okay, my face is my jaw to the ground.
It was 60 degrees.
It was like 85.
Okay, it was literally
No,
45.
disgusting, Mare.
It was 45 and I was
Gross.
freezing all
Yeah.
day.
Gross. Okay, it was nicer than that, but it was also Florida. But it was foggy. That is the one thing I will say. We're like walking up to the starting line, and my dad's like, "Yeah, you see that big building?" I'm like, "No, it's so foggy. Where's the building?" He's like, "Well, I know it's right there." And I'm like, "That doesn't help. I can't see it." And then my sister and her friend were like ahead of us because they were gonna jog the whole time, and me and my dad were like, "Are we power walking?" I'm like, "Yeah."
You power walked with your dad and voice memoed?
Well,
Did he ditch you?
he ditched me.
Let's go.
He's a power walker of like 1,000,000 horsepower, and I will be like a
Really?
light. I did finish the whole thing in like
Are his arms a
57
swinging?
minutes.
Oh, he's like,
Arms are swinging. At one point, it like kind of like loops around, and I see him. I'm like, how did you get up there? And then I realized, well,
You're,
I
like,
have been on my
skipping?
phone the whole time. You know what I mean? When you're like, oh,
you
well,
are
I have been
basically
like
vlogging the whole
oh,
thing.
Yeah.
I've been, the people around me got the tea. You know what I mean? We're like people listening without headphones in.
That's
We're
They're
probably
calling
like,
your HR.
funny.
oh, for sure. They're like, this happened at the workplace. I'm like, that's right. But they don't even care.
That's
I'm
funny.
hoping they don't care. And I'm like, I just used alias names. I'm like, I'm going to use like not real anything.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
this is not a real scenario, but also this is what's happening.
That's funny.
So by the end, I saw the finish line. I was like, I can finish this race. And then I feel like I just began. It was a weird.
At the end of the race.
the first 2 miles was a warm up.
Correct. I said 3.1. Done.
Done. Let me do the point
So
one.
it was not, and then by the end, it like the sun was shining, and they only had beer and donuts, and I was like, "This is disgusting," and I want it all. But like your 5K in 17 degrees sounds bad. So Noah
Yeah.
did that.
So Noah did that. I went with him with Lainey.
Why?
Okay.
Well, because I was like, oh,
Gross.
fun, like family thing.
Oh,
It was way too cold to
gosh.
even like. I was anticipating us like standing at the finish line, like, yay, Dad, you know. No, so cold. We stayed inside the whole time. The lady that watches Lainey 3 days a week was working the registration, so we just hung out inside with her.
Funny.
So, yep,
But that's actually kind of cute.
Yep.
Lainey's like, I also don't want to go outside.
no, it
so.
was so cold.
No, that's Northwest Iowa. For
That's
you.
okay. So I never thought that here you would be like a turkey trot gal, but it
Well-
makes sense in your family, but not necessarily you.
You were influenced.
Can I say
into it.
something?
Sure.
Because I agree.
Okay.
I also did not think my family would be. We were never that way growing up. I think
Okay.
last Thanksgiving was the first time they decided to do it, and they meaning my parents and my sister, because at the time they were all living in Florida.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This year, my sister had recently moved to Virginia, decided to come back for this 5K.
Oh wow.
And I'm like, so am I doing this? And she's like, well, I will buy your entry fee. I will get
Oh
your
my
shirt.
gosh.
And I was like,
Whoa.
so in my mind, I'm like, so is this just a nice walk with my phone for 3 miles, and I get
'Cause I can
beer
do
and
that.
donuts?
And a
Yeah.
free
I can do
shirt.
that. So it is just training your mind. So I'm not a 5K girl. Still will not say that I am that way. But did I think, oh, I will get my like 5K steps in before 9 a.m.
Yeah.
and I will like hear my own internal thoughts on my phone, sure. And am I going
Absolutely.
to do
Wait,
it?
so
Okay.
what time did it start?
Yeah, disgusting. So it started at 7:30 or 8, one of the two. Maybe it was 8. But either way, I think I finished before 9. And then when we got back to the car and then we were like, had to go home, get ready, went to this was Thanksgiving, day, obviously. And we like had something at noon. And by the time I got to like the lunch, I was like, so I already walked 3 miles.
Mm-hmm.
I did this and that and the other. I felt very accomplished, which I guess was good. But would I recommend it? It's not for the faint of heart.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say.
When do you have
It's
time
not
to
for
do
those without
cooking?
cell phones.
I was gonna say,
Mhm.
when did you do the cooking? Or I mean, maybe you didn't do any of the cooking.
No. So my Thanksgiving was as follows: 5K, 8 a.m.
Okay.
Came back, showered, got ready. We ended up going to like my parents' friend's house. She has a beautiful home, like 20 minutes from my parents. It literally looked like out of The Notebook, like that house, that mansion.
Yeah.
It looked like that. It was just gorgeous. And then everybody, like every family, brought something. So I think my parents brought a salad and maybe like a pie or something.
A lentil
But we
loaf?
had all the like traditional things, and there was maybe
A
25
lettuce
people.
salad or like a Jello salad?
Like a lettuce.
Oh, okay. So
like
a
a
salad.
regular salad.
Yeah.
So we didn't really cook, I guess.
Okay.
Long
Okay, so
story
you
short.
had plenty of time to do the trot. See, I think
Correct.
for me, when I'm thinking like whole families are going, I'm like, okay, who's cooking? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like we got stuff we gotta
Yeah.
attend to.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
getting up that early, I don't know. It's just, I mean, it's not for me. And Jen, it's not. It's yeah, but if you trot on the turkey day, great.
Yeah. I will
You
say
try on the turkey
ours started at 7:45. We were home by 8:30.
Well, it does depend how long it takes you to do it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
Yep. Noah finished it. Lainey was crying. She needed a nap. I was like, "Are we staying for these awards ceremony?" And Noah was like, "I didn't win anything. Let's go."
Right.
So-
You're like, I'm
so we left.
leaving.
So
Oh, that's so funny.
Honestly valid though.
yeah. So I came home and I made some stuffing that was dry as crap. It was bad.
How do you even like make stuffing, to be honest?
Don't ask me because it was bad.
Well, it's like
I fe-
bread and
Yeah. This one had like chicken broth.
yeah.
Is this your first stuffing that you made?
No, I've
or-
made it before, but this one was a different recipe. I don't know. I just kind of search like stuffing recipe and I just do one. And usually they're good, but this one was not great. So
Okay.
that sucked.
It's
Nice.
Thank you.
Welcome back to It's Been Forever podcast.
Wow. Welcome back, everyone.
My name is
Ladies and
Casey.
gents. I'm Kiara.
And I am Elphaba.
I hate you.
Okay.
I'm
I
Meredith.
knew something in your eyes. I knew something was
You
off.
can always tell when
Did I
Mary's
look
about
ornery?
to just do. Okay.
You did.
You looked a little green.
Look, little green.
Oh,
So,
gross.
I think you guys severely, and you guys, I'm talking to you listeners, you've severely
yeah.
underestimated Meredith's obsession with Wicked. Since we've left you last Wednesday, she has gone even further into this obsession. I mean, we receive just videos,
Guys.
photos, just constantly
all
reminding
the
us
time.
that she went and she knows about it. And
I know. I'm sorry. I know I'm insufferable.
Uh-huh.
It is insufferable. It's insufferable to be me also. But also
Please.
I can't stop.
Please.
So I went to see it last weekend, as you guys know. I went to see it again on
Right?
Thanksgiving.
As we know.
And I think I had a friend that one of my friends I went with on Thanksgiving, she went and saw it again 2 days later, and that was her third time seeing it. And she said, that was a little much. I need more than a day in between,
Well,
seeing it.
So
Are
it
you
wasn't
said-
too much
but
that
she
she
said
went
me
3
movie?
times. It was too much
It
that
was
she
that-
didn't give
yeah,
enough time.
She was
Got
like,
it.
I didn't want to listen to it on the drive home, which is, if you went to see it, you listened to it on the drive home probably. If you liked it. If you were like, Now, there is one of us
I have so many questions.
sitting here in the room who did not love the movie.
Was it Finn?
No, you.
Well, I'm not in the room with you, so.
Well, one of us here.
Okay. Well, and here's what I will say. I have not seen it yet. I've seen it via non-Broadway.
medias.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen the like original Broadway via like on movie. I don't know what that is. It's like
What?
not on Broadway. but
Broadway
I've
on
seen-
tape. I don't know. Is
I
that
don't-
real?
Is that what it
Like
is?
a
Whatever
recording of it?
Like
Are you
saw
just a recording of it?
like someone took a
Maybe.
Someone
video?
With
bootlegged
like
a-
Indina Menzel. What is that? That one is like
That's
the OG,
the original.
right?
Yeah.
But I've seen that, but not in like on Broadway.
I bet there's a recording of it somewhere.
I'm sure
Whatever
someone
it is, I've
snuck
seen
a
that, and it's
camera
been
in.
years
Yes.
and whatever. But
Yeah.
okay, Casey, your thoughts.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, so I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the movie is overhyped because I think in a lot of ways it's a very, very, very good film. I think everyone needs to chill. I think is just where I'm at right now. The music was great. I had never seen any Wicked anything before. So this was like going to a movie was my very first time. And I can see how if you are obsessed with musical theater and specifically this production, how this can change your life. I'm seeing so many videos now of people like trying to sing along to the new soundtrack, but they're like, but it's programmed, hardwired in my brain to sing it the other way. So now I'm confused and I don't know what to do. I'm not on that level. And I'm also not going to say that I haven't been on that level with certain things before. So I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm never been on Meredith status before because I absolutely have. You guys remember when The Greatest Showman came out? That was a big time for me.
That's
was a
Casey's.
big
Yeah.
time.
That was a huge moment for me.
That was huge. Yeah.
That was huge. I did see that in theaters thrice. So yeah,
Thrice.
I forgot about that.
Dang.
okay. So that was mine, and I still can listen to that whole soundtrack and like almost burst into tears. So I understand where people are coming from. So I am gonna like, keep space for that.
You're holding space.
I'm
Holding
holding
space.
space for it.
Which I had to learn what that meant recently.
Yeah, but you did. Now you know.
Now I know.
Yeah, so I am holding space for that. But I was telling them I just have so many questions. Like because I don't know anything about it, I just am confused by certain things.
Yeah.
But Mara said I will probably learn it in part 2, but that's a year from now.
Yeah.
So, but the
And
songs
I don't
are great.
know. I've never seen it, so maybe not.
I don't know. Yeah.
So maybe they won't be answered.
But Bryce and I watched The Wizard of Oz last night to be
Oh,
fun.
fun.
Yeah.
I do enjoy The Wizard of Oz. That's a
Yeah.
good one.
And he knew who Judy Garland was, and I was so proud of him because he never knows anybody or anything.
Yeah.
And she's just so good.
Yeah.
I mean, the movie is severely outdated and it's so cringe, but it's super cute too.
It
at
is
the
kind
same
of time for a new Wizard of Oz.
I
I'm
know.
kind of shocked that there hasn't been another.
I'm wondering if it's gonna spark it.
I think it's gonna come.
Do you think it's
Well,
coming?
it should have come before. Though.
I don't know because I
In
feel
a
like it'll
way.
be another like 10 years. Like I feel like people are going to need a break from Oz.
Will they?
I don't. But like, there's a part 2 coming, so I don't think.
That's the thing is like
yeah, but
after
they're already
next year,
recording it. I mean, like it's supposed to come out
think it's
November
done
21st.
already.
It's supposed to
I
come
think
out
they-
November 21st,
Yeah.
2025.
I
It's
think it's
probably
all
just in
finished.
post.
It
In a
just
whole
is
year
like
from now.
yeah.
Yeah, they got to make more money
Gosh,
spread
yes.
out.
So
Here's-
oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, here is the funny thing that as somebody who has not watched it yet,
Right.
as of December 2nd, the clips that I see on TikTok and the interviews that I see,
Mm-hmm.
I think that Ariana and Cynthia are like soul sisters for life because I'm seeing these clips and I'm like, oh, this is like not comical. Like, I don't want to make fun of them because clearly this is like a passion project that they're both been working
Totally.
on for like several years. So
Right.
love that. Happy for them. But it's kind of like just funny to like watch them talk about this thing because the whole holding space interview, there's been a couple interviews where people are like, what's going on? It
Mhm.
just feels very deep for them. And as somebody, I'm like, this is a cool made up storyline.
Yeah.
It's neat, and I appreciate the theatrics and the musicality, but I'm not like, this is so integral to who I am. Obviously, I'm not part of it. So it's like interesting to like see that from like a cast member from afar, like as a viewer, like, oh, this is like a lot.
This is like a big deal for you.
It's a big deal for you. Great.
Clearly,
I'm not on board.
Altering for them. Yeah.
Correct.
Yes. I think the part of it that I feel passionately about is there's so many things in it. There's like there's so much lore in Wicked. Similar, I think it strikes the same nerve in me of like, or maybe I don't know what the phrase I'm trying to say, like itches the same
strikes a chord or
in me,
tickles a nerve. Is that
something?
That right?
I don't know, but it itches the itch in me that's like Taylor Swift lore kind of does.
Okay.
Of like there's so much. Again, I could sound really stupid now because I haven't seen the whole thing, so I don't know what part 2 is gonna look like. But when you start the movie of Wicked, it's like, oh, Elphaba, Glinda, enemies. Like Glinda's literally singing the Wicked Die Alone and lighting a statue of Elphaba on fire.
Right.
But then at the end, they're singing together of like,
that was a spoiler.
She's like, she's like, come with me, you know, and that she doesn't, you know,
spoiler.
So she's flying along.
Spoiler.
All spoilers, obviously. But then, so when we finish the movie, I'm thinking about like, okay, wait a minute. Because we know at the end, Elphaba's going to die. She gets a bucket of water thrown on her. That's the end of Wizard of Oz. We know she's dying. Yes. And the wizard goes back. So Glinda is left as like the sole like powerful person in Oz. So in my head, there's this like, wait, is it going to all work out where like Glinda's actually like going to help save the animals, which is a plot in it. Also, Kiera, that's like if you didn't watch it, there's a whole
kind of
plot
a big
of
deal. That was kind of a big deal.
Okay. That's kind of the whole plot of it. The animals are.
I feel like I've seen it.
The animals can talk and they're losing their voices, and Elphaba's trying to save that.
She just wants you to know the whole storyline before you go and see it. Just so you can be
right.
Well, so and then I saw this thing. So if you've listened to the song like the Wicked Die Alone, is that what it's called? Mm-hmm. Or No One Mourns the Wicked. That's what it's called. The first song. The Ariana is singing so high. It's like
literally so high,
incredibly high, and she's singing like the wicked die alone. No one mourns the wicked. Like she's dead. You know, whatever.
Understand her because she was singing.
It was hard
so
because
high.
she was singing so high. And there was an interview with Kristen Chenoweth who played Glinda. And she said that the songs that they're singing deeply are the songs that they're feeling the most passionately. And the fact that Glinda is singing so high pitched means that she's like faking it, essentially, you know? So she's like mourning that Elphaba is dead. But when you go into it, you don't know that. You're just thinking of like, oh, she's happy that she's dead. I don't know. Sorry. Anyways,
I'm thinking of the Munchkins dancing around. Ding dong, the witch is dead.
Yeah. Witch, oh, witch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So anyways, there's like lore like that all throughout it. Also, something that I feel passionately about also is I agree the interviews are nauseating.
Oh, why? But like, why though?
Why is she sitting on our lap? Like they're sitting on each other's lap collectively at the same time.
Oh, yes, like too much.
They're nauseating, but at the same time, I've heard so many people that are like, I'm not seeing this movie because I can't stand them, or like I'm not going because they're just absolutely full of themselves. Like the amount of effort, the amount of art that is put into this film beyond those two actresses. Like I just watched a video before we got on here about, it was like the set designer, and he like everything, the whole set is real. There's no,
I know.
like,
actually, I was really surprised by that.
Like they planted 9 million tulip bulbs at the beginning when the Munchkin children are running through the fields of tulips. That's real.
And they're singing live the whole time.
Yes, the whole time they're singing live. You can tell because if you listen to the recording, it sounds different than like what it sounds like in the movie. And like even in the Dancing Through Life scene with all the like twisting, turning book stacks, like that's all real. Like there was a limited number of takes that they could do because the dancers couldn't handle doing it more than that many times, you know? Like this movie is like art, and people not seeing it because they're annoyed
One of
at
these
these
three
two
is
women
extremely
is
passionate.
like super yeah, clearly. But you know what I mean? The fact that like, oh, these two girls bug you, so you're not going to go see this. That's kind of silly.
Well, they obviously haven't heard you talk about it. It's once they do, then they're gonna go.
Correct.
If you
They're gonna
don't want to see
go.
it because of them, get over yourself and go see it. It's
Or
so
if
good.
you wanted to see it, but now you don't want to see it because of Mare.
yeah,
I get
sorry.
it.
Sorry.
I get it.
The
I'm
thing
not sorry.
The thing
It's
about
so good.
Mare is when she loves something, she goes deep.
Yeah.
I
She
do.
will become obsessive.
I could feel
in
you
the
both
best
falling
way.
asleep when I was talking about.
I wasn't
that
asleep.
song?
My eyes
I-
looked away.
I mean,
it's
In a
okay.
downward
I wasn't
motion.
asleep, but I was thinking about something.
Look
else,
up
and then
some
I
of the
came
Wicked
back.
lore, guys. It's so good. I could keep going, but I won't because this is not a Wicked podcast.
What is the GA is silent?
It's a
The
spoiler. It's a spoiler.
Well, don't.
alert.
Even though I've seen it, kind of. Don't tell me.
It's not a
I'm
huge
scared.
spoiler.
It's a spoiler. You spoiled it. The whole movie's soiled.
Yeah,
It's
Casey.
soiled.
Spoil that.
Soiled it.
Okay, well I know she dies.
Who?
Alphaba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at the end, everyone knows that. Yeah.
Oh,
That's from.
beyond that.
No,
why,
well,
why are
this
you-
is not a spoiler. So in The Wizard of Oz, the good witch's name is Glinda,
okay.
but in Wicked, her name is originally Galinda, but she changes it to Glinda, but then she regrets it, so she says the "ga" is silent when she introduces herself to the wizard, and then he calls her Belinda. Just kinda funny.
Belinda.
Yeah, he's like, okay, Belinda.
That's actually.
It's
funny.
kinda
Who
like-
plays the wizard.
Oh, what's his name?
Oh,
He does those
John,
You can do it.
John
hotels.
something.
He,
Hotels.com.
hotels.com commercials
booking- yeah,
bookings. Yeah, or something like that.
I'm gonna look him up.
He's done a couple. He's in stuff. I just can't tell you. You would recognize him as soon as you saw him.
Oh my gosh, this shows how solely I'm obsessed with this. I just typed in wizard actor, and there's a
Please.
million things that come up because there's been a million wizards.
The wizard. So if I'm flying,
Oh, Jeff Goldblum.
Yes, that's what his name
My
is.
whole life will
Jeff.
change
And
once you're
I will
with
be
the
loathing.
wizard.
Loathing,
makes your
loathing,
change.
loathing.
I'm obsessed with that dance.
Oh, I see it all over TikTok. I feel like I know it. If I had to do it right now, gun to my head, I think I could do it.
I know you need to go around the book, and then you need to like to
to
the right, sharp,
Sharp.
tap the book 5 times. Yeah.
So Casey is obsessed.
Casey is kind of
this.
obsessed with it, just with the
Okay,
choreo.
you're kind of okay.
I'm obsessed with the musicality of it. Period, and that's kind of it.
Mhm.
Like not
Is
period
what it
is,
is.
but I just think
Mhm.
it's interesting. I do
Period.
love to hear
period.
the director talk about things too. I think that's very fascinating. But anyway,
Yeah.
I think we're gonna move on because
We're gonna move on
I
from
think
this.
it's
I'm
time.
ready.
I think
Well-
it's time to.
Well, should we move on to a story that I have
Yes.
from my Thanksgiving? It's kind of like
Ooh.
random and interesting. So I think that you listeners, would enjoy this. I actually shared this to my team today, and they were like, "What the heck?" I don't know what it is about me in airports, but I tend to have an approachable person. Face, if you will. So kind most of the time. This particular time, I got to the airport early. This was me coming back to Charlotte from Tampa,
Got it.
and I got there like 45 minutes before I boarded. So I'm like, you know what to
Can
do?
I just
go to
drop
like
something really fast about Kiera?
okay.
She is TSA pre-approved, so she does not go through
Yeah.
security. So she
No.
has the
She got time.
ability to go
Correct.
briefly before her flight. So I just wanted to.
And when I
drop
tell you, I clocked the time I was dropped off was 3:21. The time I got to my gate was 3:34.
that. Wow,
Something along those
13
incredible,
minutes.
incredible,
That's insane.
Insane.
That was
Also, the
good
Tampa
math.
airport is
Fast math.
Yeah,
good
I'm
job.
smart.
We are a math podcast.
We all.
it was so fast. It was so amazing. But I literally, the classic like white dad is like, oh, the gate's still there. And then I was like, oh, what else to do? So I see a cafe / wine bar, and I'm like, am I going to go drink a glass of Riesling? I will.
Yes.
I sit down, I open my laptop, do some work that I need to do, kind of in it for like 5-10 minutes. This maybe 45 to 55-year-old man comes, plops next to me at like another table, like next to me, but like I'm very clearly at this table. He's very clearly at that table. Sits next to me, and he's like, man, I just had the craziest experience. Like, how are you doing? Headphones in, mind you. I take them out slowly. I say, what is it? Because I'm like, I have my headphones in.
I can't believe you did that.
I want to be
I think I would have ignored. I think I would have ignored.
I would have.
I think in hindsight, I should have, considering the story. But I was also like open to having a conversation, which maybe was my first mistake. But I took out my headphones. I say, oh, what was that? He proceeds to tell me about the fact that he just healed somebody from something. And I was like, oh, okay. Through conversation, find out he heals people over like online.
Stop.
He casts out demons. He's
the phone?
He would say which I asked him, I was like, well, is that your spiritual gift? And he's like, well, I feel like my gift is faith, and faith kind of like correlates to like healing and casting out demons and all these things. He was like, well, what do you do for work? And I'm like, I work for a church. And then he's like, oh, he didn't pry. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, does your church do a good job at casting out demons? And I'm like,
oh my gosh.
Oh.
You said, yeah, we have snakes. We're a snake church.
I literally, I was like, yeah, that's a great question. I'm like, well, what would you say is like pretty vital or important to like this line of, work that you do? So it kind of goes in a long tangent story about how he cast out demons, somebody with anxiety, and like the sweat was like super thick from her forehead to the ground. Like she was like bent over. He was praying healing over her, and she was sweating so much that it was like touching the ground, essentially.
Gross.
Long story short. And I was like, that's crazy. He's like, oh no, I didn't want to believe it, but like I went back at the footage because I had somebody recording all of these healings.
Please tell me he showed you the videos.
He didn't. It's maybe on his TikTok. I will send you guys his TikTok stuff. Yeah. He's on TikTok. If you're listening, happy for you. Which he also was like, oh, a lot of people don't believe that that's like something that could happen, which I also didn't believe until I saw it for my own 2 eyes. I'm like, oh, interesting. So all that to say, this was like maybe a 45-minute conversation, and by the time we were wrapping it up, I literally heard my like, boarding group call. I'm like, well, I gotta go to my flight. I hop on the plane, and then I was just like, wow, what a random experience. Someone that like I was a little open to having a conversation with, and he went on this like 40-minute like rant about healing and just all the things about like casting out demons. And I was like, this is so random, but insane. I'm kind of here for it. And then I hopped on my flight, came home, and I was like, what the hell just happened? But like it was kind of fun at the same time because he was a good person to talk to.
Yeah.
Here's
the thing. I'm not like, I don't doubt that happens and that is possible. Right. What skeezes me out about this guy is the like sitting down next to this young girl and being that so part. This happened. Like, I don't like that. That's where it's like, look what I just did. And that's what I don't like about it.
For sure. And I've struggled with that. I'm like, what, like, lovely that you want to talk to me about it, but also like, what is your motive? I feel like that always is in my head. I'm like, I'm just here alone, obviously with my glass of wine on my laptop, and you feel enough comfortable to like come and like chat it up.
Yeah.
Great. But like, what are you trying to get out of this conversation?
Yeah.
Is it actually like pointing to Jesus, or are you like, la-di-da-di-da,
look at my TikTok. Go to my TikTok and follow me. Yeah.
Is it pride? Like. Is it fame?
Yes.
Is it
glory?
What is it?
Self-glory, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't like that.
I don't know, because I had one interaction with him. But it was definitely interesting. And then I came home and I was like, okay, that was a random experience that happened. So Tampa Bay, airport.
Tampa Bay Airport.
Be doing some weird things.
Well, we do have an email.
Yeah, we do.
Should I
let's
read this
it.
email?
Read it.
Yeah.
So this email is from my cousin Juliana. She has sent
Aw.
an email before to us, but she wanted to write again. So, she, the subject is "Guess who's back? Back again." ... So
I like
She's
it.
Back,
Here we go.
friend.
To the girls of It's Been Forever, here are some things I appreciate and love about you ladies. I love an email that's like this. That's
Oh my
just
gosh.
like
I love
telling us what she loves about us. So she starts with Casey.
Oh my gosh, I'm first.
Yes. Well, I'm last, so save the best for last. So
Okay.
Casey, I love your honesty and humor, and not to mention Mira is, in all caps, adorable. I love all the stories you tell and how you love to relive the past again and again. I respect and admire your vulnerability in the pregnancy realities episode. LOL, that was like a year ago, and now look.
She loved that. People did love that. I feel like we got a good response.
Well, you
of
know,
that.
I mean, I obviously felt the way that I felt, and I can't unfeel the way that was felt. And I, can just kind of look back now and be like, it's all going to work out. Just take a massive chill pill, you freak. Talking to myself. But
yeah, but it was real, and
it was real.
good to
It was
share.
totally
Yeah.
real. And now as
Yes.
Mira is currently staring me in my soul.
Yeah.
holding her.
Also, mind
It's-
you, I was going to post a clip and then I was like, wait, Casey's breastfeeding. I can't do that. I
really
was like, wait,
nursing.
this is so good. Then I was like, wait a second.
This is so clip worthy. Okay.
So
Okay.
clip worthy.
That's something I honestly never really thought about because that's something that's awesome and fun. I think she means like pregnancy.
Yeah.
Something that's awesome and fun, but it's refreshing to hear an honest opinion about hard things. Kiera, in all caps, I love Kiki.
Get out!
Every time
Tweet is
Kiera
so flattered.
Every time Kiera posts a story on Instagram, I'm like, ooh, what's Kiera up to?
Get out! Wait, that's so cute.
Which is funny because I don't know you super well, but that's besides the point. Also, you're hilarious. There are times when I listen to the podcast and I'm dying right along with the three of you. We have such similar personalities when it comes to humor, so I get all the jokes and the things the other two make fun of you for.
I'm crying. Thank you.
And then last thing she says, also, I love the pink hair.
"Aw, thank you. That's so cute."
And then now, time for me, Meredith.
Yeah, you.
Fun fact, Mare and her sister Morgan used to babysit me and my brother when we were younger, and we had some super fun times. Super fun times, Juliana. I remember trying to force feed you Tylenol
I'm crying.
or there was
Mare's
some
traumatized. Actually.
medication that I had to try and give you, and you were like 3 and you would not take it, and I was crying because you wouldn't take it. And so Juliana is actually named after someone in our hometown who she had some health issues and she ended up passing away, and my aunt and uncle named Juliana after her. And I remember I'm trying to give her this cherry flavored Tylenol and she won't take it, and I'm like, Juliana, you were named after a girl who had such hardship in her life. I remember literally trying to have this
oh my
come to Jesus talk with her about
gosh.
you can do this, because she
Oh
had
my
to
gosh.
undergo this too. It didn't work. She didn't take it. So.
Okay.
Oh.
Anyways, out of everyone in our family, you were always the one I looked up to the most and wanted to hang out with. Oh, still rings true, but you live in a different state. Boo. JK. Also, Lainey has stolen my heart, and I'm sad I haven't met her yet. Yeah, what the frick? Every time I've seen my family, she's out of town.
What the
Juliana is.
heck?
I think she hates me.
Rude.
However, I'm so excited to see her and you and Noah at Christmas. Now, enough of the mushy stuff. Gross. I want to know this. Yes, she asks a little Mary brings down the mood type of question.
Okay.
Oh, fun.
There's a TikTok trend around called Deaf, Blind, and Mute, where someone is blindfolded, someone is wearing headphones with loud music, and the other can't speak. I want to know if the three of you were to do that challenge. Say it was to bake a cake. Who would be deaf, who would be blind, and who would be mute? And how do you think it would go?
Well, I'm already deaf, so we got that one covered.
Casey.
Wait, I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around what this challenge
Can you?
is.
Yeah. Can you say that again?
Okay, she said someone is blindfolded, another person is wearing headphones with loud music, and the other person can't speak. Oh, and they all have to do something.
And they have to bake a cake. That's what she's saying.
So she said, say you have to bake a cake.
Okay.
So who would be deaf? Casey, you could do that. because you're already halfway there.
Okay.
Who would be blind? Someone
Kira.
blind.
Kira's already
I'm
blind.
blind.
Oh my gosh, guys, I can't be mute. I can't do that.
You have
No,
to
this
be
is good
mute.
for you.
Out of the
This is
three
good
of
for
us.
you.
And how do you think it would go? I think I would be
You'd be
so
like,
angry at
Guys,
the
I
end.
just need to speak my feelings, okay?
Shut up. My family's listening to that dying, probably.
They're like, there's no way that she's making it through that.
I don't.
Oh,
I
so
don't
wait,
know.
you're wearing her It's Been Forever
Oh,
sweatshirt.
yeah, you
That's
are.
cute.
I am.
Which, P.S., you guys, if you saw our It's Been Forever sweaters and are interested in merch, like, let us know. I don't know.
Like, let us
Let
know.
us know. Let us know.
Um,
I still think I would be blind.
Yeah, and I'm still deaf. And you can't
Yeah.
talk, Mare. It's just
You're
is what
mute.
it is.
It's
Yeah.
funny.
would we like still be friends after?
I think me and Kiara would be fine. I think you're the one who maybe.
I know. I would have a hard time.
I think you would have a hard time.
We should have tried it in
Really?
Denver.
I just walk around like eyes closed, like I don't know where I'm going, and you're like trying to communicate where I'm at.
We just say, hey,
And
Kiara,
me just getting mad.
I just do
like,
hand over hand with you. I just take your hand to do
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. And I am probably grabbing the ingredients and reading the instructions and pointing
Yes.
vigorously, telling people
Yes.
what to do. And I'm like,
Yep.
look,
Yep.
this is what it
Yep.
says. But Kiara
Yeah.
obviously has no idea what's going on.
Yes.
Because I can't see.
Right.
Yeah.
This would be a really funny, interesting
That actually would be really funny.
social experiment.
I like that. Okay, my favorite episode segments to date. Mr. Worldwide. That one was awesome.
It's a classic.
Times we've
Good,
been humbled.
good.
Friendship
Mhm.
red flags. Pretending to be movie critics. You up. And it's not you, it's
Ooh.
him.
Yes.
Oh, those are good.
Those are good
really
ones.
good ones.
And then to end it out, she said, "Love you three, never change, and always remember to keep making each other laugh." Which I thought that was kind of a
Oh,
cute
Oh, that
way
is
to
sweet.
end it.
That's cute.
That's sweet.
Yeah. Thanks, Juliana.
I like her.
It was sweet.
Yeah, that was a really
Thank
sweet
you.
email. Thank you. Man, do you guys remember when he used to be dicks to people? Wait, sorry. Really rude to people.
What? Casey! Oh my
I'm
god.
sorry.
Keep it in. Keep it
When we
in.
used to be dicks to people.
when they wrote
When
us
we
emails.
did?
When they
Oh.
wrote us emails.
Well, we were like, you can do better.
Yeah.
We literally like, this sucks.
We're like, oh, okay, sentimental.
Well,
but
if you
like,
want me to
yeah.
roast this one, I'll roast it. It was very cheesy, but super sweet, but very cheesy.
I think that's hard because like the cheesy is sweet and it's kind.
The cheesy is sweet and super kind and welcome.
I love that email. Thank you. So we're gonna actually read another one, and this is
Okay.
from Emily. This is my sister-in-law.
Shout out to you.
Obsessed with Emily.
Okay.
Hey,
This-
been on any runs lately, Emily?
5Ks, turkey trots.
She actually
See Emily do a
organized.
turkey trot?
She actually organized her own personal
Shut up.
5K. No.
Oh, I
That
thought you were going to
sou-
say
that
she like
sounds
worked
right.
for someone who did. Okay. Anyways.
Okay. The subject line is me again because she has emailed once before, which I love
Mhm.
that she's
Oh, that's
writing
funny.
again. So it just starts off, "Hey, ladies, I've written in once before, but I'm compelled to do so again." Right, as we
Of
know by
course.
me again. I just can't stay away.
Hmm.
So, listening to this week's episode, you guys are talking about sniffing Sharpies in school, which brings me to my question. And was this was a couple episodes ago? We talked
I
about
think so.
sniffing
I
Sharpies in
honestly
school.
don't remember sniffing
I
Sharpies
literally
at
was like,
school.
oh, we said
Oh, was
that?
it whiteout?
You talked about
I
whiteout,
talked
and then
about
I
whiteout.
talked about kids in my school were sniffing Sharpies.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, but so sniffing Sharpies in school, which brings me back to my question. Did anyone at your school smoke Smarties?
Smoke Smarties?
So like as in
Smoke?
the candy.
Okay, I have heard of people snorting Smarties.
Okay. So same. We totally
That's
did
what
this
I
at
will
my
say.
we totally
I had a
did that at
friend
my
that
school
snorted
too.
goldfish, but it was for attention.
Oh, okay.
That feels ouch.
It was
and-
ouch for him.
And snorting Smarties was definitely for attention as well. It was
Correct.
100%.
Correct.
So she does say it was such a big problem when I was in middle school. They'd open up one roll of the candy, crush it up, then inhale/exhale the candy dust, literally just like how you would a cigarette.
What? I like.
I
don't-
didn't know that was
Did
a
they
thing.
light? They
Inhale.
didn't light it.
Yeah, no, she said they would crush it up, and then inhale, exhale the candy dust. So without lighting it, but they would suck it in. That seems so bad
Okay.
for your lungs, you guys.
No, that feels intense.
Like
She-
And
for
it
some
doesn't
reason,
have
that
to
feels
be.
worse than like smoking smoke.
I know. Why do I feel that too?
For sure.
Like we would crush them up. I think I did it once, maybe. But I remember watching people. They would crush up the Smarties and then snort it like cocaine. Anyway,
please.
Can.
Oh, okay.
she said I was a good student, so I only tried it once, and it didn't work, and was so scared I'd get in trouble. But anyways, yeah, I need to know if that was just a thing at my school. No, I think it was a thing.
It was a thing.
I think it was a thing
That's-
at other people's
I've
schools,
never heard
too.
of that before.
Not even snorting Smarties.
I'm looking up a TikTok on it right now as we speak.
It's going to tell you that it was a thing. I will say I didn't hear of it happening at my school, but I knew enough about it that if it did, or if we went to like an away game, I would kind of like clock things. But I think it is a thing, Snorting Smarties.
That's insane.
You're welcome. To give you that intel, I guess.
This was written previously before we went to Denver. This is actually written as we're in Denver. But she just ends it and says, "Hope you guys are currently having a blast in Denver," which we did. And someone
Yep.
please give my sweet baby niece a kiss from her auntie. Much love.
Oh,
yeah.
She received many kisses.
I gave a kiss on the
She did.
lips. Just kidding.
I gave a kiss on the lips.
We did
Them
what we could.
cheekies.
Those
She's
cheekies
just
are
so
irresistible.
Oh, they're like so droopy.
Yeah,
And I just want to like chew them off her
I
face.
know. I
Yeah.
know.
In the least weird way
Cute.
possible.
I know.
Cuteness aggression. Is that what it's
Yeah.
called?
Cuteness aggression. Yeah.
Ugh.
But thank you, Emily. Yeah, no, kids are stupid and kids are weird and they do things to imitate adult things, but
Mhm.
they end up arguably maybe being more dangerous in a lot of ways because they're messing around with things that should not be messed around with.
Yeah.
Smarties, I don't know. See, I would need to scan
That
it
one's
on
weird.
Yuka. I would need to scan it on Yuka.
Scan
to
it on
see-
Yuka.
See what it's
Uh-huh.
probably a 0 out of 100.
I mean, it's just sugar
Uh-huh.
and dye.
Yeah,
sugar and
exactly.
red 40.
Yeah, exactly. So that's probably as bad as it gets. But
I want to ask. I want to see if that.
I am
happened in
wondering,
Noah's
Kira,
school.
did you currently tonight sniff Smarties right now? Because your eyes are rolling a little bit in the back of your head.
Okay. Thank you for asking. No. I did have a little bit of a variation of an old fashioned tonight. No Smarties were harmed in the making of tonight.
It took you 5 minutes to say that one sentence.
Okay, shut up. My eyes are forward. They're not in the back of my head. Okay. And that's all I'll say.
What?
That's what you said, didn't it? Wasn't it?
Oh
forward.
gosh. We might have
Just
to
the-
bring
What did
down
you
this. We might need to
say?
bring
We're
down
gonna
this
bring
mood.
this mood down. right
Okay,
now,
bring it
okay?
back. All that
Okay.
to say, I'm fine. No Smarties. What's happening?
Just
Bring it down.
what's happening?
I don't know.
Okay.
You tell
Whoa,
us.
this
I don't
suddenly
know. I'm
took a
gonna
shift.
fall
I-
asleep 2
I think
seconds
Kira
after
just
I
had a
hum
stroke.
this- I did.
Okay.
I'm so tired.
Okay, for our Mayor Brings on the Mood, we're going to write a movie with ChatGPT. Okay.
Oh, fun.
So what I'm
Okay.
gonna need from both of you,
All you need to say is Chat GPT, and that girl wakes the frick up. Look at her.
I am
She's
up.
sitting
I
up.
literally,
That's
I'm
annoying.
sitting up.
That's annoying.
That's so
Okay,
funny.
but ChatGPT. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to voice text this. Okay.
Okay.
Give me a story with a character named. What should her name be? His name.
Twyla.
Twyla. Where should this story take place?
Columbus, Ohio.
The story should take place in Columbus, Ohio. And what should her problem be?
She sniffs Smarties.
Sniff Smarties or smoke some?
Well, actually, she smokes Smarties and sniffs Sharpies.
Okay.
And she has maybe a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. Let's make it interesting.
No, she's obsessed with Wicked. She's obsessed with Wicked, and she won't stop talking about it.
I'm afraid this might be too niche for ChatGPT. Let's stick with.
I believe in ChatGPT.
Okay.
Let me voice text that. Okay. The problem of the story is that she smokes Smarties candies and sniffs Sharpies, but is also obsessed with the movie Wicked. Okay.
I love it. Did you? Okay. Are we gonna make this movie a musical about being obsessed with a musical, like High School Musical, the musical?
Oh my gosh.
Correct.
Oh my gosh. I think it has to. Okay. So I'm just going to read this one more time, proofread. Give me a story with a character named Twyla. The story should take place in Columbus, Ohio. The problem of the story is that she smokes Smarties. Smokes Smarties candies. And sniffs Sharpies.
Yeah.
But is also obsessed with the movie Wicked. Okay.
Okay, I'm so excited.
All right. Here's a story based on your request. Okay.
Oh,
actually, guys, the title is called Twyla's Green Obsession. Are you ready for this?
Yep.
Love.
Twyla Riggins lived in a quiet suburb of Columbus, Ohio, but her life was anything but ordinary. She was a junior at Lincoln High School, known for her eccentricities and unwavering devotion to the musical Wicked. Her bedroom walls were plastered with posters of Elphaba defying gravity, her shelves stacked with every edition of Wicked memorabilia ever made. She had even painted one wall green to channel Elphaba's spirit, she told anyone who asked. But Twyla had a secret. While most of her peers indulged in harmless quirks or rebellious fads, Twyla had developed some strange habits. It started as a joke during lunch, smoking crushed Smarties candies. Her friends egged her on, laughing as she puffed out harmless clouds of sugary powder. But Twyla took it further, perfecting her technique and convincing herself it was a way to be unique, a little edgy.
Okay.
Wow, is this story about Meredith?
Okay.
Shut up.
Is this fucking pay about us?
Then came the Sharpies. The smell of permanent markers, especially the green ones, reminded her of the Emerald City.
Oh my gosh.
Guys, this is actually too good. Soon, she developed a ritual. She'd sniff a green Sharpie while singing Defying Gravity in her room, imagining herself as Elphaba soaring above the injustices of the world.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Her habits were harmless enough until they weren't. One day, Twyla's best friend Jordan caught her in the act. They were supposed to be working on a school project in her room, but Jordan walked in on Twyla mid-puff, green marker in hand. What are you doing? Jordan asked, incredulous. It's research, Twyla said, scrambling to hide the Sharpie. Research? For what? A DIY guide to ruining your lungs and brain cells?
Oh.
Jordan crossed her arms, unimpressed. Twyla sighed. It's about the art, okay? You wouldn't get it. You don't understand Wicked like I do. This is how I connect.
Oh, okay.
This is how I connect to Elphaba's struggle. Jordan sat down on the bed, staring at her friend. Elphaba's struggle was about fighting oppression, not snorting markers and inhaling candy dust. You can't defy gravity if you're passed out from fumes. Kiara, listen to that. That's a warning for you.
That was for you, Kira.
As your eyes are literally shut.
Okay, shut up.
The comment stung, but Twyla laughed nervously. You're being dramatic. It's not like it's hurting me. But Jordan wasn't laughing. Look, Twyla, I know you love Wicked, but this isn't how you become Elphaba. You're obsessed with the wrong things. If you love her so much, why not audition for the school musical or write a fan script or something? Stop hiding in your room doing this.
Wow.
I paused because there was a ...
Yeah, that was
Oh.
good. I liked it.
Well, I was a theater girl. So.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
Twyla
okay.
fell silent. She'd never thought of herself as someone hiding. She always saw her habits as an extension of her passion, but hearing Jordan's words, she realized how disconnected she had become from reality. Later that night, Twyla sat in front of her green wall, marker and Smarties discarded. She opened her laptop and began to type. She wrote a heartfelt script for a Wicked-inspired short play, pouring her emotions and creativity into every line. It wasn't perfect, but it felt real. By spring, Twyla had convinced the drama club to perform her play during the school talent show. She didn't play Elphaba, but she directed with the same passion she had once channeled into her odd rituals. When the play ended with a standing ovation, Twyla knew she had found her way to defy gravity without the candy dust or marker fumes. And for the first time in months, she felt truly free. The end.
That was a little bit longer than it needed to be.
But also, why was it kind of good?
It didn't.
The thing is,
that actually didn't feel Chat GPT that much.
well, when we asked ChatGPT about the scary stories, it was actually pretty good, right?
They were decent. I
weren't
mean, other
that
than the
bad.
same like themes of like flickering lights.
Over and over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was honestly
Thanks.
decent.
That was funny. I liked that. Oh, Twyla. Oh,
Wow,
Twy.
Twyla. Twyla's green obsession.
Ugh. Well, I'm glad that she found her passion for directing. I do have
Me
a
too.
couple questions, though. Is she still addicted? How did she get over it?
Oh, wow.
Did
Is she in
just-
AA?
Yeah, right.
Well,
Did she
yes.
just pour everything into directing, so now she just doesn't need to do it anymore? Does she still
One would
feel the
hope.
cravings? I don't know. Just questions like that.
Hey, and you know what? Come back next week, Wednesday, to find out, listeners.
Ooh.
There we go. Oh, keep them wanting more.
New episodes every
Uh-huh.
Wednesday. We'll find
That's
out.
right. That's
Mhm.
right. Hey, don't forget
That's
to
good.
follow us on Instagram at It's Been Forever Podcast, or write us an email at itsbeenforeverpod@gmail.com.
Our inbox is flooded, so make sure you write something in so that your email can be shared.
Yes.
on
And
the pod.
obliterated.
And if you haven't seen Wicked, go ahead and watch it. I don't know. You don't have to. Nobody's forcing you to do anything.
It's okay
around
if you
here.
don't, but you should.
I mean, I haven't and I want to really bad.
Yeah. Well, we love you guys.
Yeah. Thank
Thanks
you so
for
much for
listening.
listening.
Also,
It's
we
time
love
for Kiera to go to
ChatGPT
bed.
apparently. No, it
Yeah.
is. But we love ChatGPT. The last couple episodes, we've been utilizing him a lot. And we love him.
Him.
I thought it
Is
was a
it a him
girl.
or
I
is
thought it
it
was
a
a girl.
her? Okay. I go back and forth because I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
Depends on the time of day.
Guess you know what? Don't really matter. So
No, we love you guys. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for next Wednesday, new episode. But for now, follow us, comment, all the things. We love you guys.
bye.
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 Bye.